You wake up when your body is ready. No alarm, no schedule, no place you need to be. You sit up, stretch, and ask yourself one question: what should I do today? For 99% of human history, this wasn't a hypothetical. This was every single morning, for 300,000 years. And the answer looked nothing like the life you're living right now. Right now, somewhere in northern Tanzania, a Hadza man is napping in the shade. He's done with his work for the day. The Hadza are one of the last hunter-gatherer groups left on Earth, and they still live the way every human lived for most of our existence. Ancient humans worked about 2.5 hours a day, hunting, gathering, cooking, every chore that kept them alive. Most of us hit that before lunch. They have never been told to be somewhere at a specific time. They have almost none of the chronic diseases that kill us. They laugh with their families more in one afternoon than most of us laugh in a week. And every researcher who has lived with them comes back saying the same thing. They look happier than we are. So, what did they actually do all day? In 1963, archaeologist Richard Lee conducted a study that would change how we understand prehistoric life. He tracked the daily activities of the Dobaju/Hwansi people in Botswana, one of the few remaining groups still living in a way that resembles pre-agricultural human life. His finding: adults spent about 2.5 days per week acquiring food, roughly 15 to 17 hours total. The rest of the time they did whatever they wanted, and this pattern shows up everywhere anthropologists look. The Hadza in Tanzania, the Ache in Paraguay, the Martu in Australia. Completely different environments, different continents, same result. About 15 to 20 hours per week on survival activities. For context, you probably work twice that, every week. Now some of you are thinking, but those are modern people. How do we know ancient humans lived the same way? The answer comes from bones. When archaeologists compare skeletons of ancient humans to early agricultural populations, the difference is dramatic. Farmers were shorter. Their bones show nutritional deficiency. Their teeth were riddled with cavities. They had arthritis from repetitive labor, and they died younger. Ancient human skeletons? Taller, stronger, healthier teeth, less joint damage. Their bones tell a clear story. They were doing less repetitive physical labor, not more. But the most powerful evidence isn't in the bones. It's the art. In 1994, explorers discovered Chauvet Cave in southern France. Inside were paintings created roughly 30,000 years ago. Horses, lions, rhinoceroses, rendered with perspective, shading, and movement. These weren't crude stick figures. This was sophisticated art that required skill, planning, and most importantly, time. Someone spent hours, maybe days, deep inside a cave by firelight, painting animals on the wall. Not for survival, not for food, for beauty, for meaning, for something to do. In Blombos Cave in South Africa, archaeologists found 100,000-year-old shell beads. Tiny holes drilled through seashells, clearly meant to be strung as jewelry. The nearest coastline was 20 kilometers away. Someone walked 40 kilometers round trip just to collect shells, then spent hours drilling holes with stone tools just to look good. In 2008, researchers found a 40,000-year-old flute carved from a vulture-bone in Germany. 5 finger holes, perfectly spaced. Whoever made it understood music. They understood pitch, and they spent significant time crafting it. Not for hunting, not for defense, for music. These aren't isolated finds. Across Europe, Africa, and Asia, archaeological sites from 100,000 years ago onward are filled with evidence of decorative objects, elaborate tools far more intricate than survival required, and items that took hours of focused work with no immediate practical benefit. This is what people did when they weren't securing food. They created, they decorated, they made things beautiful. Sunrise. You wake to the sky getting lighter, the temperature shifting, the camp moving around you. You sleep on a hide laid over flattened grass, maybe beside a small fire that someone fed during the night. Everything you own fits in a single bag: a digging stick or a bow, a few hides, maybe beads made by someone you love. There are roughly 25 to 30 people in your camp. You know every single one of them. You've known them your entire life. Your grandmother sleeps a few feet from your children. Nobody is on a clock. The first hour is talking. Anthropologist Polly Weissner found that Bushmen spend hours every day in casual conversation. This isn't gossip in the trivial sense, but it is the operating system of the camp. Who saw animal tracks and where? Which plants are ready for harvest? Who took more than their share yesterday? Who has been quiet and might be sick? This conversation is also the entire legal system.